This timeline takes place in a universe similar to ours, exactly like ours, but with many creatures living amongst us. There are many things going on in such universe, but lucky for you, we are only covering topics that are crucial to the Shin Sonic timeline, and that would start us off with Cartoon Cat. When it comes to actually interacting with the Shins, Cartoon Cat is not a very important figure, nor was he completely necessary to include in this timeline. However, he is a great character to help introduce us to this universe and what exactly has been going on before Shin Sonic was introduced. Cartoon Cat, as his name implies, is a cat that resembles a cartoon, also having the powers of a cartoon, being able to manipulate his body parts. Cartoon Cat is very malicious and very dangerous, seemingly going around and trying to hurt people for no reason. However, I've come to a conclusion for this. Cartoon Cat is a living cartoon, and a common joke in cartoons, especially cartoons from his era, are people getting hurt and or tortured. I presume that Cartoon Cat's purpose of living, or his only enjoyment in life, involves hurting people. Where our timeline begins, April 30th, 2021, Cartoon Cat is seen chasing Skunx. Skunx is somewhat of a main character for this universe, as he goes through almost every canon event that goes down. This mostly involves dealing with the many creatures that live on his planet. This involves Cartoon Cat himself, as him and Skunx have had many encounters and chases together. It seems that throughout these chases and encounters, Cartoon Cat has learned a lot about his newfound enemy, as he has come to this chase with further reason than simply wanting to see people get hurt for no reason. This reason is probably the easiest lore to pick up from the entire timeline, as Cartoon Cat dedicated this entire song to telling us, giving us a hint at the song being called Bad Karma.
Now I know why I exist in your life. I'll tell you why. Are you running? My duty is to find and receive some bad karma.
It seems that in this encounter, and possibly some prior encounters, Cartoon Cat has been targeting Skunx for the self-given duty of receiving his karma, his bad karma. Now, no one would normally want this, but Cartoon Cat, being the psychopath he is, probably wants this bad karma so he can be hit with bad karma and get into more wild encounters. Hence how he says he wants to receive the bad karma. However, Skunx is just an innocent man who has to deal with all these problems for no reason. Why would he have the bad karma that Cartoon Cat so desires? It's because throughout all their encounters, Cartoon Cat knows Skunx better than we do. As for his singing, we can push that on his desires to be as cartoon-like as possible. On January 13th, 2023, it seems Skunx is on a new adventure. I say adventure instead of encounter because Skunx is actually doing this one willingly. He fights past a goon to go inside a building, and within this building is the eggs of the creature Choo Choo Charles. Once finding the eggs, he purposely destroys one. What's off about this, however, is that Skunx is seemingly enjoying this mission. He then takes it a step further and begins to try to blow up the remaining eggs with dynamite. Now, this plan inevitably fails, but I do want to talk about the intentions behind it. Skunx is happier than ever in this entry, with us seeing none of the fear that he had 2 years ago. Skunx has been going through monster chases both in between and before Bad Karma. My speculation is that he is fed up with these creatures bothering his life and is now ready to rid the world of them, starting first with the innocent children of Choo Choo Charles, as he probably wants to target monsters before they are born and brought into this world. This encounter brings back somewhat of trauma into Choo Choo Charles' mind, as he is reminded when he used to be bullied by other entities on the planet, and this was his last straw. On January 27th, 2023, Choo Choo Charles goes out on a killing spree, singing whilst he does it all. This would come to some people as strange, but I think this is fairly normal. Music is a way for many to get their emotions out, especially sad emotions, so it is not unnormal to think that Choo Choo Charles would be singing about this during his mental breakdown.
My wrongs past, my future bend. Master of the elements, power to reign. Locomotive vengeance, my time to claim.
That verse of his song pretty much confirms that Skunx was his last straw. However, a huge portion of the song is about how hungry Choo Choo Charles is. He has no reason to be this hungry if he had the power to just kill anyone this whole time. I think this implies that Choo Choo Charles was willing to literally starve in order to make peace with humans. But as we now know, that peace is gone. Charles continues to rampage more and more, even eliminating his old bully. And after that, he eventually runs into his recent bully. Because of how Skunx is still alive after this event, we can assume that Skunx, with the help of the army, was able to make Charles calm down. This seems unrealistic, but as we get further on into the timeline, this will soon make sense. Now that Skunx and his descent into madness have been introduced, as well as the proper side characters, we can now hop into what you came for.
Hey guys, can I run with you?
On October 18th, 2024, we see that Skunx somewhat learned his lesson from his encounter with Choo Choo Charles, and is now giving up on the missions to destroy entities and is just taking a simple run. However, he still has a strong dislike for them, going out of his way to bother, bully, and harass an entity that resembles Sonic, similar to how Cartoon Cat resembles cartoons. He also must have spread the rumor, as his friend here is also joining him. However, this catches the attention of Dr. Ivo Robotnik.
Huh?
Wasn't that pathetic, Sonic?
Yeah.
You gotta go fast, boy.
Yeah. Wait, are you Eggman?
Sonic, already knowing who Eggman is without introduction, proves further that these entities are just living versions of fictional things. Skunx and his newfound friend knew immediately that this was supposed to be Sonic, further implying that the entity coexists with the fictional game character that it is inspired by, similar to how Cartoon Cat coexists with his cartoon. Robotnik, or Eggman, knocks out Sonic to the floor, saying, and I quote,
I'll make you fast.
Soon after, Sonic wakes up in Eggman's lab.
Listen, boy. I am a rip-off, just like you.
This scene implies that Eggman himself could be an entity, just like how Sonic and Cartoon Cat are real-life rip-offs of existing things. Eggman reveals to Sonic the Chaos Emeralds, which, just like their fictional form, would more than likely make Sonic stronger. If the theory is true that Eggman is also an entity, this would show exactly why he's doing this. He's not just helping Sonic out, he's using Sonic as a weapon to get back at humanity for the disrespect that people like Skunx give rip-offs like them. After transformation, Sonic becomes Shin Sonic, leaving even Eggman terrified at his own creation. The Chaos Emeralds have seemed to have made Sonic grow and make him more powerful. As he returns to the park that started it all, he attacks the two that wronged him, seemingly murdering them. On September 20th, 2024, we see that Sonic now has a child in the form of Super Sonic. He leaves him behind so he can supposedly, as I speculate, go to eat, as later on we see him creeping up over a building as if he was inside. Now, I do not think he's eating people here, I just think he's found other food sources, like meat products. A vehicle pulls up and we find out that it is somehow Skunx. Now, Sonic was a nice guy before becoming Shin Sonic, and I don't think being kicked is enough to start mass murder. Now, I do think he roughed Skunx and his friend up, as there was blood in the video, but I'm a believer that Shin Sonic spared Skunx, and that's how he made it to where he is today. However, as you can tell, Skunx did not use his second chance wisely, as he begins to bully and taunt Super Sonic. After this, Sonic is now done with second chances, as he very so clearly murders one of Skunx's friends. Skunx's reaction, telling everyone to get down, is proof that his many adventures are canon, as your average person would not know what to do here and would definitely freak out. He shows more of this in the following scene.
I got your son! Stop it! What are you doing? He won't get us like this!
However, Shin Sonic returns the favor and takes one of Skunx's friends hostage as well.
Let go of my friend, and I will let go of your son!
Shin Sonic said mama there. This leads me to believe that Shin Sonic is a female, or becoming Shin Sonic made him a female. Inevitably, Skunx's plan actually works. This is what led me to believe that Shin Sonic could have spared him and his friend the first time, doing nothing but intimidating them and getting them a little bloody. Now, yes, this is the right thing to do in the situation for anyone, regardless of what they believe in. However, all the monsters in this universe, at least the hostile ones, are extremely aggressive, and Shin Sonic has the speed to easily take him out. If anything, this was less of a compromise, and more of just Shin Sonic sparing Skunx. As up to this point, Sonic is shown to be very nice and forgiving, only killing whoever completely necessary. However, Skunx is the opposite. He holds grudges.
It's time to make a new child!
Skunx enjoyed this moment all too much. He's not just getting vengeance for a friend here, he's letting out all the trauma he's gotten from these entities on this very single moment. His maniacal laugh shows you that he is not the same person that he used to be, and it seems he let it all out here since he had to make a compromise for his well-being and stop specifically targeting the entities. It is implied that Shin Sonic kills these two. We all know that Skunx most definitely lived, as there's a reputation that he does not die at the end of these videos. However, the flesh there implies that his friend definitely did not make it this time. On October 4th, 2024, Shin Sonic is seen collecting all the Chaos Emeralds to power up once more. However, Skunx and his newfound pal take one of the emeralds from him and attempts to stop his reign. As to how Skunx is alive this time, I think he was spared once again, but just not for the same reason. This music video is clearly written to him, as one of the main lyrics is, "Boom boom liar, zoom zoom dia," implying that he is going to die, or at least watch death, for the lie he told about sparing Supersonic, as well as many, many other lyrics on the lines of, "This is my last straw with you." As Shin Sonic very easily takes Spunx's friend out the picture,
Quicker than light, I never fail.
he seems to have a plan. This Choo Choo Charles ticket seems to imply that Charles is once again a functioning member of society, and is now back at working his job, even willing to forgive Spunx and help him out, as after all, they both went insane over their past. However, Charles is singing Shin Sonic's song, so I do believe he heavily relates to it. However, for the better of the world, he's helping to keep the emeralds away from him, as one of Sonic's lyrics straight up say that he wants to set the world on fire. However, it seems Choo Choo Charles chose the wrong team, as he does meet his unfortunate death, showing how brutal Shin Sonic is becoming. Another thing that shows this is the song he's singing in the first place. He is going through the effort to create a whole musical show just to tell Spunx what he's going to do to the planet, which is another reason why I think Spunx is still alive. Shin Sonic shows that he can kill anyone he wants at any second. I think he is purposely leaving Spunx alive and giving him the thrill of the chase, just so we can hear and possibly even see what he plans on doing with the world. Spunx is inevitably forced to give up the entity known as the Red Emerald. It is safe to assume that the emeralds are also some kind of entity because of how they are, in quotations, rip-offs of the video game versions, similar to Charlie and all other entities. After claiming the last emerald, Sonic uses them to grow even larger, proving my theory correct, as he purposely keeps Spunx alive to make him watch the madness. After a full month time jump, a lot has changed. Shin Shadow and Shin Knuckles also now join Shin Sonic on his chaos. We can only assume these two were created by Eggman, for the sole sake of further destruction. We can also assume that they eventually got their hands on the Chaos Emeralds because they size up to Sonic, who used the emeralds twice. They also seem to have a Shin Sonic band, in which later on in the music video, we can see them playing to more Shin Sonics. Meaning over this month, Eggman has been going crazy with experiments. Without even trying, we can tell that we now live in a reality where all of Eggman's creations rule the world, and Eggman himself has practically won, serving humans good karma, as the song heavily implies. The Shins did this all for good karma, to finally get rid of all the bad things in the world and have a good ending. The polar opposite of the first event in this timeline, the song Bad Karma, where Cartoon Cat was going out doing bad things for more bad results, with word for word the lyrics saying, "Humans are erased," with the Shins also clarifying that the humans tried escaping through multiple planets.
Humans are erased. Good karma. Multi-planet chase. Good karma.
This whole song just seems like a motivational tune for any creatures wronged by humans while they were on the planet. This goes to show why the Shins are a-okay with coinciding with other creatures such as Cartoon Cat, despite them still being malicious. Despite this, Shin Knuckles is seen tormenting the rip-off entity of Pooh. I don't think there's any bad blood between the two, as this Pooh seems like a very lighthearted creature, but you can see the fear in his eyes as Shin Knuckles is walking up. I think this just goes to show how reckless the Shins got, and that after all this, they're not being any nicer than the humans were, being just as disruptive and evil as characters like Cartoon Cat or Skunx himself. Which, speaking of, Sonic gives Spunx a visit, which by how surprised he is, he thought he was going to be cut some slack. However, during the song, he is unfortunately reminded that he is most of the reason this is all happening, as Sonic starts directly saying to him,
We are the echo. You can't erase from time and space.
By the end of the song, the Shins are seemingly trying to sacrifice Skunx and Cartoon Cat, which are two big reasons why this is all going down. Pooh is also involved for seemingly no reason. This just goes to show how insane the Shins truly are. And by the end, Spunx is finally finished off, while it is subtly implied that Cartoon Cat got away. I believe that good karma was supposed to be some huge event of some sorts for all entities on the planet, or perhaps even all Shins, since the other entities like Cartoon Cat and Pooh seem to be viewed as lessers, with this big song being played, and then Spunx finally finished at the end. Tails would also agree that the Shins need to be stopped, as on November 29th, 2024, he attempts to fight Shin Sonic and end this madness. However, this does not end well in the slightest, as Tails gets the Chaos Emerald power thrown right out of him. Eggman, after taking his creation back, heavily implies that he's going to give Tails more Chaos Emeralds, and commands him to go fight Shin Sonic again, stating that
Shin Sonic was a plot twist.
after calling Shin Sonic a plot twist, he tells Tails that, quote-unquote, he needs to erase this chapter, as even Eggman thinks the Shins have gone too far. My theory is that he's simply tired of Shin Sonic. As Eggman says himself,
I like pain. Pain is good.
now Eggman may sound like he's contradicting himself, but what I like to believe is that he wants to rid of Shin Sonic and find more original ways to create pain since Shin Sonic has done enough. Perhaps this is some type of Twisted Fight Club thing, where he is going to send more Shins to go fight head to head just so he can watch pain go down. I think Eggman contradicting himself so much in his plans, especially compared to his past self, easily goes to show that he has become like the Shins. He had a straightforward goal at first, but now he is fully sadistic and wants nothing but pain. Very similar to Cartoon Cat. Shin Sonic also does not attack Eggman, and fully listens to his command when asked to bring out the Emerald for Tails, solidifying that Sonic spared Eggman, being thankful for the upgrade, and is now almost his servant, helping him dish out pain. The fight commences, as Tails and Sonic are now equal in power level, causing a huge explosion to happen. Now this would be the perfect ending to the Shin saga, and it could be safe to say that they just blew up everything in such a big battle. Or this saga could have a future. But the thing is, with such an amazing series like this, it doesn't matter. This story has a clear theming and loop. One evil character traumatizes a nice character so much that the nice character will turn evil and go on to do evil things, traumatizing another innocent person, rinse and repeat. Whether the Shin saga continues or not, we know that in that universe, pain will be an ongoing thing, being recycled and reused, being injected into people like poison, and being passed around like an infection. It's a beautiful story that does nothing but goes to show why you should always try to be as nice as possible. Not just telling you why being mean is bad, going beyond just telling you how being mean can make other people sad, but telling you how it can make them mad, and how that anger will affect other people.
Okay, got it. Here we go again, yeah, here we go again. We love it, yeah, we love this freaky song. Here we go again, yeah, here we go again. We love it when you do sing along. I am the one to call. Who dare?